Learn a quick tip for Quinacridone watercolors. Hi, I'm Amber Rain Davis from notableink.com. Welcome back to the channel. I have a piece of 4¼ by 5½ inch piece of watercolor paper. My favorite is Saunders Waterford High White paper because it has great performance and it's very white. I've printed on this a selection of the stamps from my Tangle Vibes digital stamp set. I also sell this in a clear photopolymer stamp set as well. And I'll have a link to this stamp set at the end of the video if you want to check that out. I started off by putting down some clean clear water and I'm dropping Quinacridone Rose into this. My friend Teresa Litchfield, a fellow Altenew educator, reminded me of how much I loved Quinacridone colors. They're super vibrant, they're very transparent, and I just used to really love vibrant colors. I struggled with this project a little bit because over time, my taste in colors and color palette has changed, and I lean more towards the earthy and neutral colors now. So as I'm laying down this Quinacridone Rose, which is super bright, it's almost like an opera pink, if you're familiar with that color, I'm feeling a little unsettled by how vibrant and bright this is. So for the other stamp, I switched over to Quinacridone Gold. Quinacridone Gold is also very bright and vibrant. It has that clear transparency that is so well known for quinacridones, but it's a little more on the earthy side. And so I'm liking this color better, but I still don't feel like the backgrounds of these two stamps are where I want them to be. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them yet, so I'm going to switch over to Phthalo Green Blue shade. All of my watercolors are by Daniel Smith. And before I start with the green shade, I decided that I would add some Hansa Yellow to some Quinacridone Rose and deepen up the shadows on this pink stamp and see if I like it a little bit better, adding this mix of color. I don't love this combination that I have here. It's a little closer to where I want it to be, but I'm still not completely sold on what I want to do with these backgrounds. There's something about it that really bothers me. I haven't totally put my finger on it. At this point, I considered trashing the card, but then I thought, well, let me just go ahead and do the leaves and see how I feel after I get those colored. I diluted the Phthalo Green Blue shade and I added one layer, let that dry a little bit. Then I come in with a second and sometimes third layer to add a depth of color, the shadows, and you can see I left some white space and I want to create these hard edges for texture. As I'm painting this, I'm realizing what my issue is with the quinacridones. They look artificial to me. They don't look natural, and that's kind of what's bothering me. Quinacridones are a synthetic organic pigment with intense color and transparency, but sometimes used alone, they can appear artificial. So when I look at these two, that's really what's bugging me. The solution to that is to not use them alone, but mix them, and they mix beautifully. So create a more natural, lively gradient by mixing colors. Quinacridone Rose, Quinacridone Gold, and Hansa Yellow Medium were used in this instance to create these gorgeous backgrounds for these stamps. I'm so sorry I didn't have it on film, but what I did is glaze with an additional layer. So over the Quinacridone Gold, I added another layer of Hansa Yellow in the highlights, and then I added Quinacridone Rose to the shadows, and you can see that it's just a beautiful, natural, organic gradient. I hope this quick tip for Quinacridone watercolors was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you real soon with more inspiration.